Welcome back to the channel. My name is Brad, SuperCoach Pro. Today we're doing the round 5 AFL team SuperCoach review. This week we scored really well. We actually scored 2,077, which is ranked top 1% for this week, which is really nice and handy. Climbed a lot of spots too. Climbed 10,000 spots into 6,983. And yeah, just feeling a lot more comfortable now in my position after sending it last week. So top 4% overall. So we're getting there. Um, all right, let's get stuck in the side. I got to watch a few of the games here and there. I am on a road trip, so this is from a hotel view. And you can probably hear Bubs in the background. So I'm gonna try to do a round review and see how he goes. So obviously she's at the back, pretty reliable there, 159. It's probably one of his biggest scores I've seen in a while, which makes it safe to say you could almost put a VC now. Not almost, you probably can. He's just never shown ceiling of like 140 plus for me to ever really go there. But yeah, now I'm really going to consider Sheasel because he just looked everywhere, kicked the goal as well. So yeah, played really well and doesn't seem to get points taken off him from anybody else in that North Melbourne team. Sorry, 108 from Tom Stewart, which is not bad as well, for considering that North Melbourne didn't really have opportunity to kick too many behinds for him to take kickouts. So 108 I'll take. He's probably at a good price if you don't already have him. Only averaging 104, which is slightly under to what I thought he would be at the start of the year. And then Massimo held this trade. Held off. He actually went to the back line a lot instead of playing on the wing this time. Scored a 94. And yeah, now he resets his break even after that big game. Did say he'd have a big game in him at some point, and yeah, that's the one that it was. So it's nice if you traded him. Well, bad luck, I suppose, but I can see why you would have because the wing roll pretty awful the week before. He even took two kickouts. 92 from Williams. Yeah, really good. He had like 70 at half time, and yeah, just faded out late. Those last two halves faded out hard. I should say, only got 20 points, but 92 from Williams. I probably had no right to bring him in, to be honest. I traded him in after his bye. Now, I actually liked what I saw from him. Like, I brought him in after his 51, which makes no sense. You're probably like, why would you do that? But I like the look of him. Like, he started well. All I needed him to do was finish off well. In the last 3 weeks, he's gone 70, 81, 92. So it hasn't been too bad of a restructure in terms of my team. And then I went early on Graham, had 14 tackles, 14 disposals. I did a Graham preview actually on Friday, I think I did, Friday night. And I looked into his stats and he looked like a gem. So I went there. You can't do a video about a player and not pick him yourself. And then closely as well, it went early on him. I think most competition did, so I won't take credit for that. 124, kicked a goal, well, maybe even two actually. And yeah, played really well. He could even be a keeper in the back line, who knows? Yeah, VC Bont, that was disappointing. Got tagged by Durham, so we'll move on from that. It's whatever. Been bevoed again with Sanders subbed, and then yeah, 130 from Butters. He was an option I was looking at. So yeah, he seems to be pretty reliable. Sarong 110. Yeah, a little bit of a disappointment, I guess, because I didn't get the big scores out of him early on. I traded him after like 2 rounds. And then yeah, Steele I had to put the C on. I put a Twitter poll on for 143 out of the Marshall and Steele pick. I knew Briggs would leak points, but I went Steele because I thought he just looked like in another gear this year and just looked like the Steele of old. And yeah, got a goal as well. And just such a clutch player to have in Supercoach. What's he owned by now? Just out of curiosity too. 22%. So he's not the super pod. Graham, that was a pod pick, 9%. He won't be a pod after this week. How many people still have Mass? Just one looking at percentage, 58. Okay, so not a lot of people got rid of him. And then, yeah, took bounce back game. He's in 24% of the sides. The 87 from last week was because he got burnt and no one would give it to him. So I wasn't too concerned. And yeah, held the faith there. I wasn't going to trade out to it because I actually watch most of the games on the weekend or at least watch a replay when I can. And yeah, just looked really solid. He's averaging really well for the price. I bought him in it. Actually, I think I started him. Anyway, Harley Reid, yeah, dosed the hell of the faith the last 2 weeks as well. He's gone 91, 108. I knew he'd do well against Richmond. That's why I wasn't heavily considering trading him out after this 54. I thought he could do well in our forward lines and provide an option even though he's playing in my midfield. And yeah, looked great again today, unfortunately, against us. And yeah, Sanders subbed. We won't go over that. You'll probably hear it in everyone else's review. And then McKercher, yeah, copped to the ribs there. So didn't get to see that, but yeah, saw the 6, and I was like, oh, lucky it's best 18 week, or else I'd be kind of stuffed. And yeah, didn't take the Sharp or Wilson option here because I thought there was more points on the table for these guys, but yeah, just didn't end up being so. Sanders would have had a lot better score if he wasn't subbed out. So what are you doing, Bevo? And then yeah, I went Meek. After all that, I actually didn't Chris Scott you guys this week. I did too much homework for me not to go Meek. And he played 20 minutes on the bench in the last, so he barely had it in the last. That's 81 is out of 3/4 because he copped a knee to the back. And I was talking to Steve from SDS, and he's obviously a Hawk supporter, and he was saying he also copped like a corky to the knee or something. So hence why he spent 20 minutes of the last quarter on the bench. So I'm not too fussed. And 81 against Wits in 3/4, that's really, really, really well. So now his break even's only 17. If he gets another 81, makes 30K. I think it might be a bit of a slower burn because he was taken out, but he plays North, Sydney, and Dogs. And these aren't really like, we saw what happened to English. He's not really a tap ruckman. So I feel like he'll do well there. Cherry might have his work cut out for him, but he's no Wits. And then yeah, Grundy's pretty slow, so he might actually beat him around the ground. So I'm not too fast. I'm going to hold this pick here, and I think we should be right at the Meek train. I think I'll make 150K, somewhat. And then yeah, the other point of the Meek trade was I need Meek to get another 80 to sort of outscore Gawn. That 138 that Gawn scored, I need him to outdo 138 over 2 weeks. That's my math theory in R2 spot. And then, yeah, I need Marshall also to go 130 plus to our average Gawn. Because the reason I didn't start Gawn was because of that round 5 bye. It would have worked well with Dacos, that move, but it hasn't worked out with the Gawn. Like, Gawn's hurting me every week. And yeah, it's really annoying. Don't ask why I didn't start him. I just, the buys early on killed it for me. And then I didn't think a 31-year-old ruckman or whatever would continue to be so damn good. I just thought maybe this was the year he declined. I thought I would go anti-pod and never anti-podding good again. Yeah, and then yeah, Heaney obviously didn't play, so so that Spider-Man meme where they're both pointing at each other, like they both scored the same score. Cadman, Karmas, take your pick. If you don't know the Spider-Man meme, sorry. Anyway, and then yeah, 116 for Flanders, took kick-ins and is in the halfback flank role, and that's the reason why I picked Graham, because Graham was taking CBAs. So Graham's technically holding Sexton's spot out, and Flanders is taking Sexton's role. So that's why I went early on Graham, and his draft profile looks really good. And he had 28 in the VFL a few weeks ago. So yeah, I feel like he's a really safe pick. And then yeah, Jackson 72, it's whatever against Soldo. He got like mauled, 52 hit outs Soldo had. So I'm not too sure now. I'm a little bit skeptical now. Darcy's meant to come back next week. I started him, so I've got that 110 average out of him, so I'm fine with that. But I just don't see any more like 4 DPPs coming in that makes me think I should sell Jackson at the moment. I'm just going to hold him and upgrade around him and then see what happens. I've got to sell him for 450. I might even just leave him as my F7. R3, leave Williams in there, and that way if my ruck do miss a week or two, he's just good cover. So not too fast. And then, yeah, Power 98 got scaled up 5 points at the end there. He had a 93. And I posted something on Twitter which was controversial about Power, and then yeah, I took it down because I can't be bothered with getting spammed about comments sometimes. Like if something's too much, I just end up deleting whatever I've said because it's just so annoying hearing back and forth of people's stupid opinions back, and you just can't be bothered dealing with that. Yeah. And yeah, Dempsey 56. Yeah, I just didn't see a lot of him in this game, especially in the last half. He did a few nice things, almost took another mark of the year, but just couldn't bring it down. But I don't feel like he's a sub risk. I feel like he's pretty good. And then yeah, Darcy 82 sold again, and yeah, the bench is whatever. And then yeah, we've got some players coming back for us this week, so that looks good. And the right call was to hold Wilson over Clark. I had a feeling Clark would be sub risk, so I actually traded out Clark and used it to boost. I couldn't have gone Clark and House for Meek and Closely. I had to use a boost to not get rid of Wilson, so that was the reason I went early on Graham, Closely, and Meek. Because maybe just to provide cash gen and whatnot. So yeah, probably going to use a boost or one trade this week. Either or, I'm not too really sure. And then yeah, VCC, I'll probably have a look into the week. Sorry if you've heard background noises. I am with my son this weekend, so he turns 1. But yeah, there's a lot going on in this video. So there you go. And yeah, the team value looks pretty good as well. 12 million or just over. So yeah, I'll leave it there, guys. Let me know your scores in the comments and your trade plans, and I'll get to them when I can. Cheers. Bye.